friends, it's Amy. Welcome to my bookish life. Today we are starting my vlog for Ketchupathon week 2. So let's get to it. Alright, so it is Tuesday of week 2. I need to get reading is the takeaway there. I've read a lot. I just haven't read book of the month. This is an inn that I'm staying at. One of my dear friends owns this hotel. She lives about 3.5 hours away from me now, and I decided I wanted to take a little trip. So I'm gifting myself a little retreat today, and then tomorrow morning. And this is like this gorgeous little room. I love it. Anyway, I get to see my friends. I will put in some pictures and I'll take some pictures. I'll talk about what I've done. Again, hoping to get a good chunk of reading in, but I am also here with my friends, so that might not be the case all the time. So let me tell you about yesterday. So yesterday I had an appointment at noon, and I left that appointment at noon to drive here. Everything was great. Chugging along, listening to The Getaway Girls, which I finished by D. McDonald. Super cute. Really liked it. Nice little romp. 3.5 stars. And then I started listening to Shouting in the Rain by Linda Mullally Hunt, which is a middle grade, and it's for the Buzzword Reading Challenge, which is weather words are the buzzwords for July. So I started listening to that, 65% in, and all of a sudden it just shuts off. I didn't look at how my battery was doing on my phone. Literally the spot that I needed the map the most, I had no map. I had a dead phone, no map, nothing. I was like, great. Younger me would have had MapQuest directions printed out, and I still would have gotten here fine. But nope, relying on technology. Anyway, tried plugging in my phone. I have a car charger. Tried plugging it in. Didn't work. Nothing. Like, okay. Saw a Menards. Stopped. Got a car charger. Started charging. Couldn't call my friend. Right? Because I had no phone. And my anxiety wouldn't let me stop at a random business and pick one. I tried following some signs to library. It was the whole thing. Anyway, had enough charge. I could just tell her my phone is dying, so I'm running late. Okay. So I get to the point where I have a little bit of charge, right? And I look at the map, and I need to get on such and such a highway. I'm like, all right, I got it. Okay, so I'm on, I don't know exactly which one it was, but I needed to get on the interstate, and I was on like the alternate of the interstate. Okay, so I get on the interstate and I start going. I end up in Minnesota, which is not that far away. Like, I was like 5 minutes off track. Okay, but I end up in Minnesota. I'm like, okay, I went too far. So I turn around. Finally, now my phone has enough charge. I look at my phone. I was on the right road. I was already on the right road when I got off. I was already there. I was on the right road. I was in the right spot. Long story short, I got here a lot later than I was expecting to get here yesterday, which is fine. I got to sit and chill with my friend Julie. She is just a delight, and her husband Carl, just a delight. And then I started reading The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. Like 35 pages in. That's about as far as I got yesterday. And it's comfy, cozy. I'm really, really enjoying it. There's an author that wrote this book series that was like a phenomenon years ago, and now he wants to, and now he's written a new one, and he's gonna like auction off the one and only copy. Lucy is a teacher's aide, and she has like this kid that she tutors that she wants to like adopt. And then there's Hugo. Hugo is the assistant and illustrator of this phenomenal set of books. Anyway, Lucy and Christopher, this kid that she wants to adopt, read these books by Jack Masterson, and I think they're going to want to try to win the copy. So there's a lot of characters that we're meeting right now, but it's just it's cozy and whimsical and fun, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I also want to start The Circus Train. This is the World War II circus that I'm buddy reading with Destiny. So I'm going to start this one. Yeah. My plans for today are there's like a winery around this area. There's a lot of bluffs. This is Little Bluff Inn. There's a lot of bluffs, so we're going to go around and do a little bit of hiking. There's some bookshops, and yeah, so I'm going to take some pictures and show you around and all that kind of good stuff, and I am really excited to do this. I think it's going to be fun. Hopefully I'll get some reading done. I do need to finish Auntie Poldy, and this is Sicilian Lions for book club on Thursday. I have the audio, and I'm going to listen to that on the way home, so I should be able to get a good chunk of that done. Wednesday night I'm going to be able to read a lot. I have chunks of time that I can read, so I'm not like, kind of a little loosey-goosey here, but I'm really looking forward to spending time with my friend and getting some reading in. So yeah, I'm gonna sit out. There's a cute little deck area. I'm gonna sit out on the porch and read for a little bit right now. I think it is, I don't know, like 8 o'clock. I don't know. I'm gonna get some reading done. I might dig into The Circus Train just to get started. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll talk to you in a bit. Good morning. It is Wednesday. Sadly, I am going home today. I would like to stay in this little paradise forever. This is my shameless plug for my friend. If you are traveling near the La Crosse, Wisconsin-ish area, Little Bluffin in Trempealeau, this place is adorable and I love it, and I'm a little biased because my friend owns it. But I had so much fun yesterday. Now, the personal tour guide, that's because she's my friend, but Julie will certainly send you in the right direction for whatever it is that you're looking for, whether it is bookstores or restaurants, wineries, rentals, hiking. She'll treat you well. So yesterday morning, I did get a lot of reading time in. My personal tour guide was very busy in activity stuff. I'm not going to get totally into it, but she was really into it, and felt really bad. I was like, excuse me, I'm here to read, ma'am. So I'm also here to read. I spent some time reading out on this front porch. It was so cute and just delightful. There's two little rocking gliders in the front. I sat out there and read with my coffee. I read a little bit more of The Wishing Game. Not a lot. I read, I don't know, probably 10 pages of The Wishing Game. Still cute. It's a little bit tough. There's a lot of there's some tough stuff at the beginning, having to do with foster care and adoption and all of that kind of stuff, and that's a little bit hard for me to read sometimes. But most of my time yesterday I spent with the circus train. So it's not to say that I didn't want to read more of this. I just was kind of focused on this one yesterday. So I read about 75 pages of The Circus Train, and I'm really enjoying it. It's reading really fast. The main character, Helena, gets polio when she's a baby, and she's left in a wheelchair. But she is allowed to stay with the circus because her dad is like the illusionist for the circus. He is highly sought after and just, everybody wants him on his side in their circus kind of thing. A big part of it is that her dad wants her to have more social interactions, and she's kind of a pariah around in the circus world because she's in a wheelchair. Like, it's a whole thing. One day she stumbles across a stowaway in the circus train, and it's a young boy about her age. They kind of strike up a friendship because in the process of helping him, she gets hurt, and so they're both in the medical car together. So obviously that's all within the first 70 pages. So it's just reading really fast because there's like many facets coming together. She's writing the characters in a way that you can see their motivations behind their actions, and I just really I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really liking this so far. I also listened to a couple parts of a couple books yesterday as I was getting ready for bed last night, and I was listening to Shouting at the Rain by Linda Mullally Hunt. I started listening to it on my way down here. So I was 70 90% done, and so I'm nearing the end of the book, and honestly, I love it. I love how every aspect of the book just kind of fits together. I'm really just kind of enjoying reading it as the season progresses, or, reading it in the summer as I'm reading about the summer. I think it's all covers like June to August. So I haven't gotten to the end, but it starts in June. So, and it's just kind of like an adventure rompy kind of thing. It reminds me of the movie Now and Then, which is one of my favorite movies from growing up, or like The Sandlot, where it's kind of the main character telling the story of a childhood. Granted, this childhood is in the present, and it's not, but it just has that feel to it. This is definitely a book that I need to get in my classroom, because I think that it has an audience with my students. I did some book shopping yesterday. So we went to this little city in Minnesota called Winona, and we found 2 bookstores. So here's our stack from the first one. It's chapter 2 books. This is a cute little store. They have a shop cat. Just adorable. The middle grade section was very, very good in terms of having like newer-ish looking, like not new books, but like nice looking books. Do you know what I'm saying? Well taken care of for the most part. The adult section, it just didn't seem as well kept. Like the books were older, definitely more used, if that makes sense. It was a delightful little shop, buy, sell, trade, and just it was a delightful little shop. I enjoyed it. I got a lot of middle grade there. Some that I have read, and some that I just got for my students. So this first bunch, my youngest students really love the Who Was What Was series, and there was just a ton there. So I tried to just grab the ones that I didn't already have in my classroom, which I have quite a few in my classroom, but not a ton. So I got Who Is Steven Spielberg, Who Was Maya Angelou, Who Is Ernest Shackleton. We actually read a nonfiction story about the Endurance together in our classroom magazine, and so a little more information about him I think would be cool. Where is Broadway? I have some Broadway aficionados. Who is Milton Bradley from Board Gamers? Who is Stanley? A lot of fans. And then Who is Jane Austen? And then who is Joan of Arc? And then I grabbed this is like an upper next step biography series, the Discover Kids. They're just very well done, unintimidating text. The text is a little bit bigger, like 1.5 spaced, so it just doesn't look like there's a ton of text on the line, but the text is rich with information. I like having these in my classroom as well. And then I have Sweep, the story of a girl and her monster by Jonathan Auxier. This is highly recommended by Krista, Amanda, basically everybody I know. And I got another one of his books, The Night Gardener, but this is just in really great shape. It's nice hardcover. I mean, I just couldn't I couldn't leave it on the shelves. I mean, it's perfect, in perfect condition. So that one. And then I Can Make This Promise by Christine Day. This story is just beautiful. I've read this one, and it is about a young girl who is half Native American, and she was adopted by a white family. So she is trying to learn about her heritage and, you know, kind of discover her identity. And it's really a beautiful story, and when I want it in my classroom. And then this is Skin and Other Stories by Roald Dahl. This has Lamb to Slaughter in it, which is a really fun story. But it's a collection of short stories by Roald Dahl, and his short stories are crazy. And then the last one is one that I've kind of been on the lookout for a while, and this is actually an Owl Crate Junior edition. But it is Willowdene by Catherine Applegate. I loved this book. It's been a while since I read it, but these are the creatures that the community really wants, and these are the creatures that the community really hates. So they do everything they can to get rid of these creatures. They're basically making it so that it's harder for these creatures to stay. So it has a lot of, it's very fantastical, but it has a lot of real world ecology topics and things like that, and it's really beautifully written, and I just really liked it. When I found it, I decided that I needed to add that to my shelves. So that's what I got from chapter 2. The second store that we went to is honestly my favorite of the two. Yeah. It's called Paperbacks and Pieces. It is a cute little shop on the corner of these wooden etched bookmarks. So this one says "Fell asleep here," which is really funny because I did fall asleep reading my book yesterday. But fell asleep here, and it's just this really, it's not too thick, which I always worry about bookmarks like this, that if they're too thick that I don't want to put them in my books and cause a problem, you know. So it's not too thick, and I love how it's kind of etched on the sides. It's hard to see, but it's like darker, burned on the edges. And this is really crisp here as well. It's a really, really beautiful. So I wish that I had taken a picture of the business that makes these, but they had a lot of these for sale. There I got some middle grade, some YA, and some adults. So the first one I got, actually this is the last one I got, because I had paid already, and I turned around and I was like, so I got Things You Save in a Fire by Catherine Center. I don't really know what it's about. I know that there's a firefighter, and I know that it is romancy, and I know that it's Catherine Center, and that is literally all I needed to know. So got it. And then this is The Cursed Carnival and Other Calamities, edited by Rick Riordan. So this is a collection of shorter stories about mythical heroes. So like just all of my students that like the Rick Riordan Presents series, I think would like these. Most of the books in the Rick Riordan Presents are very well curated and well done, and pretty diverse from what I see. So I thought this would be a really good one to have in my classroom. And this is actually a new paperback. So this is a book that I hear about so often on so many channels. A Lot's Way by Darcy Little Badger. I love that it is by an Indigenous author. It's full of like magical realism, I hear. An America similar to our own, but shaped in some ways by magic monsters and legends. Some forces are charming, like the ability to make an orb of light appear or travel across the world, but other forces are less charming and should never see the light of day. Slightly stranger America, Alatsue discovers some terrible secrets and must rely on her wits, skills, and friends to protect her family. I've just heard so many great things about this, and I've never actually seen it out in the wild. So when I saw it, I decided that I wanted to read it. I believe this is considered YA. I think I got it in the YA section. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm excited to have that one. And then this one is actually an indie pubbed book. This is Return to Sender by Jennifer Peel. Jennifer Peel is an author that I've recently been getting into her books. They're very, rom-com-y romance. Love them. They've got a lot of humor and a lot of heart. It's a different brand than the ones that I have been reading. This one, I think, if I remember right, is on more of the serious side. He never wanted to leave her. She never expected him to return. If Ariana Stanton has learned anything in life, it's that men leave. She's been taught this lesson well from her father she's never met, who sends her a mysterious letter once a year to her ex-fiance who left her for another woman. So when she meets the charming and seemingly perfect Jonah, she promises him they will never be more than friends. It's a promise she can't keep, but before he has a chance to leave her, she sends him away. Dr. Jonah Atkinson has one regret, that he let Ariana remain convinced that love never lasts. But now, 9 years later, the single dad is back in Pine Falls and on a mission to prove Ariana wrong. Now I just noticed it says a Pine Falls novel, so I wonder if it's a standalone or part of a series. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. And then last, I found this cute little cozy mystery. The plot is murder. There was a ton of cozy mysteries. One thing that I thought was strange is that they had the mysteries, like mystery thrillers, and the cozy mysteries, like, were all kind of like jammed together, which I thought was an interesting choice. Because you had like The Lies I Tell next to The Plot is Murder. I mean, not really, because they were alphabetical by last name. So they were near each other, Burns and Clark. But anyway, have to giggle when I think about cozy mysteries and thrillers, mystery thrillers being like mixed together in the same bunch. It's just interesting. But this is a mystery bookshop mystery. Samantha Washington has dreamed of owning her own mystery bookstore for as long as she can remember, and as she prepares for the store's grand opening, she's also realizing another dream of penning a cozy mystery set in England between the wars. While Samantha hires employees and fills the shelves with the latest mysteries, quick-witted Lady Penelope Marsh, long overshadowed by her beautiful sister Daphne, refuses to lose the besotted Victor Carlston to her sibling's charm. When one of Daphne's suitors is murdered in a maze, Penelope steps in to solve the labyrinth puzzle and win Victor. But as Samantha indulges in her imagination, the unimaginable happens in real life. A shady realtor turns up dead in her backyard, and the police suspect her. After all, the owner of a mystery bookstore might know a thing or two about murder. It's really cute, and it's actually been on my want to read list for a while, and it's the first in a series, and it's in perfect condition, and I just, grabbed it. But that's it. Let me know if you've heard of any of these books. So that was great. Hi. I have not been on here since Wednesday to update you. I don't have a ton to update. However, I finished the Wishing Game last night, and I think it's a favorite of the year. I'm sure it's at least one of the favorites of the year. But I absolutely loved it. It was gorgeous and beautiful and wonderful. And then I am still working on the Christmas Train. I had to take a break on Thursday from Book of the Month because I needed to read my book club book, Auntie Poldy and the Sicilian Lions. I can't find it anywhere. Which I probably would have liked a lot more if I didn't want so badly to have been reading this or The Circus Train, but it's a cozy mystery of the 60-year-old woman who just is, she's like feisty and wonderful and a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it in that aspect. But again, as I said, I would have liked it probably more if I hadn't had other stuff that I was looking forward to. So, I mean, it is what it is. So I have my strawberry sauce. It's also quite short. It might be one of my shorter ones. It might be my sprinkles. Also a debut. Apparently just under the Meg Schaefer pen name. I guess she's got other books under a different pen name. Apparently, I don't know, but also a debut, so it could be my vanilla, but also this is my vanilla, so you know, it is what it is. So yeah, I don't even like I said, I don't have a ton to update, but I'm just kind of plugging away and just kind of having a great time. I'm currently Krista Books and Jams, and Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand, and Amanda from the Curly Reader, and Lindsay from Lindsay's Little Library are doing a reading retreat, 24-hour reading retreat, and I was one of the lucky ones that was able to attend. So having a great time with that as well. That's kind of what I'm up to today. So I don't know how much I'm going to be doing that, but I think we're on a kind of a break right now. I think I'm going to be doing try a chapter with some Book of the Month books so that I can check that activity off. But yeah, other than that, that's really all I have. So I'll talk to you later. Bye. All right. So Ketchupathon 23 has come to an end, and I did a really bad job of updating my vlog the second week. However, I have finished The Circus Train. I really, really enjoyed this. I just loved the characters, and I was so surprised by a lot of the twists and turns, and I just loved stepping into this part of history. I think that it was interesting to see how World War II affected things like circuses and things like for entertainment, and it was really good. It was so it was sweet and surprising, and I really, really enjoyed it. So this one, I do believe Destiny and I are going to discuss together and record, so you will get some more information on that one. But I really, really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4 stars, and it's a lot of, oh my goodness, what's going to happen at every turn. And yeah, I just really like this. I was working on this on Sunday, and Sunday at sprints, at the wrap-up sprints, and I had about 20 pages left at the end of sprints. So I finished it on Sunday. Also on Sunday, I didn't talk about this book at all. I started on Saturday. I started doing a try a chapter. I got through 2 books, and I was reading romantic comedy, and I read the first chapter of Heart Principle. I liked them both. I was going to start another one, but then I looked on Script or Hoopla. I don't remember which one, but I found the audio. I found an audio copy of this, and my mom called me and asked me if I could go check something out at their house during the reading retreat. So I started listening to this on my way there and on my way home. So I got a good hour listen to. The next day, I just kind of was listening to it as I was doing everything. Our main character is Anna, and she accidentally gets famous on a YouTube video, and she kind of shuts down, and she has trouble finding her rhythm again. She's a violin player, and her whole life revolves around playing the violin. Her family kind of just looks at her like she's this quirky whatever. Her boyfriend is just kind of not really concerned about anything she wants at all, and is kind of a jerk. But he decides that he needs to have an open relationship because he needs to know for sure if she's the one that he wants to spend the rest of his life with. And so she like is very like what about that. And Julian, her boyfriend, is very convinced that she's not going to be seeing anybody else. So he's totally fine with it. But then Anna meets Juan, who she decides that she wants to just go out and have a fling because, yeah. And it is, it's pretty spicy. But I love the character study in here. I love Anna and Juan and their interactions with each other and how they come to meet and understand each other, and how Anna interacts with her family. I think it's so real and so powerful in that sense that I really liked that. So I gave this 4 stars as well. I did go in knowing that it was pretty spicy, so I wasn't too caught off guard with that, but definitely loved that. So Sunday I finished both of these. On Saturday I finished The Wishing Game, and last video I had finished The Last Word, and last week I had finished The Last Word and Hello Stranger. So I finished 5 books for Ketchupathon. I did actually also start listening to The Family Game. I don't know if I'm going to finish it right away or what, but I'm currently listening to the Middle Grade March book club book. So I have a waffle bowl. This is my newest. So I had the waffle bowl. This could also be a colorful cover for strawberry, but I didn't really need that. Also, she is also a scoop of chocolate because I like chocolate. I don't love chocolate ice cream, but I do like chocolate ice cream if it's kind of mixed with more vanilla, because I don't like it to be too, I don't like my ice cream to be too chocolatey. I'm really weird like that. So I'm going to use Catherine Center for a little bit of chocolate. So she's 1 scoop of chocolate because she is a repeat Book of the Month author and also a not new to me author, a repeat author for me. And then vanilla is a debut. So The Circus Train is my debut. The Wishing Game is also a debut, actually, but she has written other books under a different name. So this is Amida Parikh, The Circus Train. This is her debut novel. So this is my vanilla ice cream. So I have 1 scoop of chocolate and 2 scoops of vanilla. I'll get to how I got 3 scoops in a little bit. So there's some of my vanilla ice cream. Then I put some strawberry syrup on there. This is my colorful cover. And then put some nuts on there. I want some cashews. So this is my thriller. There's definitely some moments in here that drove me nuts with suspense and worry. So definitely enjoyed that. And then I have my light and fluffy, although I don't know that I would call any of the 3 light and fluffy books that I read super light and fluffy. Like, they all had like kind of hard-hitting-ish topics within them somewhere. So I mean, go with light and fluffy. This is my whip topping, and then a red Book of the Month logo for a cherry on top. So there's that. And then I participated in sprints. I had a sweet treat with my reading. I had a Sunday at least one time while I was reading, and I posted on Instagram about a Book of the Month book. I did try a chapter, but I did not finish it. I had 4 books that I was going to try, and I only ended up trying 2. So that was kind of a fail, but I might do that maybe next month. I might try a chapter with some Book of the Month books to see if I can get rid of any. But very, very happy with this list of books. I gave all of them 4 or 5 stars. This book right here, it's going to be on my list for favorites of the year. I don't know. It's gorgeous and beautiful, and I loved it. I loved it so much. So definitely a new favorite. I also really, really loved this. So the fact that this book is below this one in terms of how much I loved it, kind of, it's sad. It's sad to me. But it also is what it is. And this was my favorite. The Wishing Game was my favorite, followed by Hello Stranger, then Circus Train, and then I don't know. These two are so different. I don't really know which one I would say I liked more. Like, how do you compare these 2 books? So, I don't know. Somewhere in there, but I really enjoyed a lot of them. This is a very, very difficult bunch of books to hold, but oh my gosh, I had such a great week. So thank you so much to everybody that participated. If you did participate, let me know down in the comments what you read. I would love to hear from you. I hope that you're finding something wonderful to read. And until next time, happy reading. Bye.